Mr. Ramesh?
Sir, recording on air, sir.
Okay. Okay. Can I begin?
Sir, நான் ஒரு introduction கொடுத்தேன் சார், அதுக்கப்புறம்.
Okay. Carry on.
ஓகே சார். நண்பர்களே அனைவருக்கும் இனிய மாலை வணக்கம். தமிழ்நாடு அஸ்ட்ரானமி அண்ட் சயின்ஸ் சொசைட்டி, ராமன் ரிசர்ச் ஃபவுண்டேஷன், நேரு நினைவு கல்லூரியின் உதவியுடன் இந்த நோபல் பற்றிய கருத்தரங்கம் தொடர்ந்து நடத்தி வருகிறோம்.
Good evening, sir.
Sir, good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
இன்று மூன்றாவதாக இலக்கியத்துக்கான கருத்தரங்கத்தை இன்று வருகிறோம். முதலாவதாக டாஸ் பற்றிய அறிமுகம். சயின்ஸ் சொசைட்டி செயலாளர் அவர்கள்.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம் சார். நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதுங்களா? ஆடிபிளா?
கேக்குது மேம். ப்ளீஸ் கோ அஹெட்.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். குட் ஈவினிங் சார். எல்லாரும் உங்களுடைய உங்க மைக்க தயவு செய்து மியூட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஏன்னா நீங்க பேசும்போது மட்டும் உங்களுக்கு கேள்விகள் கேட்கும் போது அன்மியூட் பண்ணா போதும். ஏன்னா கருத்தாளருக்கு ரொம்ப டிஸ்டர்பன்ஸா இருக்கும். நீங்க உங்களோட சார்ன்றதுனால எல்லாருமே அவருக்கு விஷ் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க. நீங்க அது ஃபுல்லா உங்க சாட்ல போடுங்க, நாங்க எல்லாருமே பார்த்துப்போம். சாரும் அது பார்ப்பாங்க. ஏன்னா நம்ம எல்லாருமே அவருக்கு குட் ஈவினிங் சொல்லும் போது அவங்களும் கொஞ்சம் டிஸ்டர்ப் ஆவாங்க. தயவுசெய்து பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட்ஸ் உங்களோட மைக்கு கொஞ்சம் மியூட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க, எங்களுடைய தாழ்மையான வேண்டுகோள். அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். தமிழ்நாடு அஸ்ட்ரானமி அண்ட் சயின்ஸ் சொசைட்டி மற்றும் ராமன் ரிசர்ச் ஃபவுண்டேஷன், நேரு மெமோரியல் காலேஜ் உதவியோட இந்த நம்ம வெபினார் தொடர்ந்து நடத்திட்டு இருக்கோம். வாழ்த்துக்கள். இந்த தொடர்ந்து நடத்தக்கூடிய ஒருங்கிணைப்பு குழு திருமிகு ரமேஷ் சார் தலைமையில இயங்கிக் கொண்டிருக்கிற குழுக்கு மனமார்ந்த வாழ்த்துக்களையும் பாராட்டுகளையும் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம். தமிழ்நாடு அஸ்ட்ரானமி அண்ட் சயின்ஸ் சொசைட்டி கடந்த சில வருடங்களாக அஸ்ட்ரானமிக்காக, அந்த வானவியலுக்கான நிறைய வேலைகள் செய்துட்டு இருக்கோம். முக்கியமா என்னன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, பள்ளி கல்லூரி மாணவர்களுக்கும் பொதுமக்களுக்கும் வானவியல் சம்பந்தமான கருத்துக்களை, வானவியலை எளிமையாக புரிய வைப்பதற்காக ஆரம்பிக்கப்பட்ட அமைப்பு. இன்று வரைக்கும் அதை தொடர்ந்து செஞ்சுட்டு இருக்கோம். ஒரு செய்யக்கூடிய ஒவ்வொரு நிகழ்வுக்குமே ஒரு யூனிக்கான ஒரு நேமோட ஒவ்வொரு நிகழ்ச்சியும் நடத்திட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸ்டார் பார்ட்டி தமிழ்நாட்டிலேயே முதல் முறையாக வானவியல் சம்பந்தமான ஒரு விஷயத்த 100 இடங்கள்ல நாங்க ஸ்டார் பார்ட்டி அப்படின்ற ஒரு தலைப்புல நடத்தணும். அதுக்கடுத்தது பாத்தீங்கன்னா மூன் ஃபெஸ்டிவல், மூன் குறித்த தகவல்களை மக்களுக்கு கொண்டு போய் சேர்ப்பது. அதை கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 200 இடங்களுக்கு மேல. அதுக்கு அடுத்தது பாத்தீங்கன்னா 1000 இடங்களில் அஸ்ட்ரானமி அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு சாதாரண பொதுமக்களுக்கும் அனைவருக்கும் கொண்டு போய் சேர்க்கக்கூடிய ஒரு நிகழ்வை மிகவும் அழகாக செய்திருக்கிறோம். அது 1000 இடங்களில் அஸ்ட்ரானமி. அதை தொடர்ந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இப்ப கடந்த ஜனவரியில இருந்து ஜூன் வரைக்கும் 2024ஆம் ஆண்டு 2024 ப்ரோக்ராம் நடத்தணும் அப்படிங்கிறதுனால பிளானட் ஃபெஸ்டிவல் 2024 அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு ப்ரோக்ராம் நாங்க லான்ச் பண்ணோம். அதோடைய இனாகுரல் IMSCல, அதோட நிறைவு விழா கோயம்புத்தூர் ஜான்சன் கல்லூரியில நடந்தது. மிகவும் சிறப்பான ஒரு நிகழ்வு. கிட்டத்தட்ட 2024 அப்படின்னு பிளான் பண்ணோம். ஒரு சந்தோஷமான விஷயம் என்னன்னு பார்த்தா, ஒரு எல்லாருக்குமே ஒரு வியப்பையும் கொடுக்கக்கூடியது, நாங்க 2400க்கு மேல 5 மாசத்திலேயே நாங்க கிட்டத்தட்ட 2400 ப்ரோக்ராம் செஞ்சோம். ஸோ இப்பயும் இந்தியன் இன்ஸ்டிடியூட் ஆஃப் அஸ்ட்ரோபிசிக்ஸா இருக்கட்டும், ஐசரா இருக்கட்டும், எல்லா அமைப்புமே இன்னைக்கு வானவியலை தொடர்ந்து இவ்வளோ பெரிய சாதனையாக தமிழ்நாட்டுல மட்டும் கிடையாது, இந்தியாலேயே மிகப்பெரிய அளவுல தொடர்ந்து செய்யக்கூடிய ஒரு அமைப்பு டாஸ் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு பெயர் பெற்றிருக்கிறது அப்படின்னு சொல்லும் போது எங்க எல்லாருக்குமே பெருமையா இருக்கு. சோ அதுக்கு இந்த மாதிரியான எல்லா நிகழ்வுகளுமே ஒரு முக்கிய காரணமாக இருந்திருக்கு. அந்த அடிப்படையில இன்னைக்கு இது மாதிரி ஏராளமான நிகழ்வுகளை நாங்க தொடர்ந்து நடத்திட்டு இருக்கோம். இப்பயும் அடுத்தபடியா நாங்க கோள்கள் திருவிழா செய்த மாதிரியே இப்ப பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஸ்கோப் ஃபெஸ்டிவல் 200 அப்படின்ற ஒரு நிகழ்வு இப்ப நாங்க புதுசா லான்ச் பண்ணிருக்கோம் இந்த மந்த். சோ அது 200 இடங்கள்ல பண்ண போறோம். ஏன்னா அந்த ஸ்கோப் ஃபெஸ்டிவல், அதே மாதிரி அந்த ஸ்கோப் சம்பந்தமான எல்லா விஷயங்களும் கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 9 வகையான ஸ்கோப், பெரிஸ்கோப், டெலஸ்கோப், கைராஸ்கோப், கலைடாஸ்கோப், இந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு 9 வகையான ஸ்கோப்பை இப்ப குழந்தைங்களுக்கு, மாணவர்களுக்கு நாங்க அறிமுகப்படுத்துறோம். இது மாதிரி ஏராளமான நிகழ்வுகளை தொடர்ந்து டாஸ் வானவியல் சம்பந்தமான விஷயங்களை கொண்டு போய் மக்களுக்கும் மாணவர்களுக்கும் சேர்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸோ அந்த இன்னைக்கு நமக்கு இந்த நோபல் பிரைஸோட இந்த வெபினாருக்கு வந்திருக்கக்கூடிய நம்முடைய நேரு மெமோரியல் கல்லூரியினுடைய ஒன் ஆஃப் த டீச்சர்ஸ் அண்ட் நம்மளுக்கு இந்த நிகழ்வை கொடுக்கக்கூடிய வைஸ் பிரின்சிபல் சார் எல்லாரையுமே நான் அன்போட வரவேற்கிறேன். ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். இன்னைக்கு நிறைய சாருக்காகவே அவங்க எல்லாருமே இன்னைக்கு பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட்ஸ் எக்கச்சக்கமா வந்திருக்காங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ அவங்க டைம் கண்டிப்பா அவங்களுக்கு கொடுக்கணும். வாய்ப்புக்கு நன்றி. தொடர்ந்து சார் ஹேண்டில் பண்ணுவாங்க. நன்றி சார். ஓவர் டு யூ சார்.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Shanti, ma'am. Yeah, Ramesh.
ஓகே மேடம். அடுத்து சிறப்பு விருந்தினர் பற்றிய அறிமுகம் கரூர் அஸ்ட்ரோ கிளப் செயலாளர் தனபால் சார் அவர்கள் வழங்குவார்.
அனைவருக்கும் மாலை வணக்கம். இன்றைய நிகழ்வின் சிறப்பு விருந்தினர் முனைவர் திரு KT தமிழ்மணி ஐயா அவர்களை பற்றிய அறிமுக உரை. தற்போது நேரு மெமோரியல் காலேஜ் புத்தனாம்பட்டி திருச்சிராப்பள்ளியில் அசோசியேட் ப்ரொஃபஸராக ஐயா பணிபுரிகிறார். ஐயா அவருடைய கல்வி தகுதி 1990ஆம் ஆண்டு BA HH த ராஜா காலேஜ் புதுக்கோட்டையில் முடித்துள்ளார். B.Ed 1991 பாரதிதாசன் யூனிவர்சிட்டியில் முடித்துள்ளார். MA 1993 ஜமால் முகமது கல்லூரியில் முடித்துள்ளார். MPhil 1994 பாரதிதாசன் யூனிவர்சிட்டியில் ஐயா அவர்கள் முடித்துள்ளார்கள். PGCTE 1996, PGDTE 1999, சென்ட்ரல் இன்ஸ்டியூட் ஆஃப் இங்கிலீஷ் அண்ட் ஃபாரின் லாங்குவேஜ் ஹைதராபாத்தில் முடிச்சிருக்காங்க. PhD 2013 பாரதிதாசன் யூனிவர்சிட்டியில் முடிச்சிருக்காங்க. அவார்ட்ஸ் 2020 பெஸ்ட் டீச்சர் அவார்டு ஐயா பெற்றிருக்காங்க. 31 வருடம் ஆசிரியர் பணி. PhD 4 மாணவர்களுக்கு ஐயா வழிகாட்டியிருக்கிறாங்க. MPhil 10 மாணவர்களுக்கு ஐயா வழிகாட்டியிருக்காங்க. 40க்கும் மேற்பட்ட ஆராய்ச்சி கட்டுரைகள் ஐயா எழுதியிருக்காங்க. 150க்கும் மேற்பட்ட சொற்பொழிவுகள் ஆற்றியிருக்கிறாங்க. இன்றைய நிகழ்விற்கு ஐயா அவர்களை அறிமுகப்படுத்தியதில் நான் மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். அனைவருக்கும் நன்றிகள்.
ஓகே தேங்க்யூ சார். சார் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம் சார்.
Yeah, thank you, Ramesh. Thank you, Dhanapal sir, for introducing me in a nice manner. I also thank Ms. Shanti from TAS for this yeoman service. Madam has listed so many activities. I request the participants to bear with me because there are many from North India, particularly from Uttar Pradesh, particularly from West Bengal. People are joined from such places. So if I stick on to English, that would be better for them to understand me. All of you, bear with me. I can speak in bilingual mode, but I would like to reach them also. So have patience and listen to me. I would like to thank TAS, Tamil Nadu Astronomy and Science Society, and Raman Research Foundation for this wonderful opportunity, and our own college, who is the event partner, Nehru Memorial College, particularly our secretary and our president for official sanction. They have empowered Dr. Ramesh to take over this kind of online activities, and Dr. Ramesh from Department of Physics is doing a real service. So at the outset, I welcome all the participants for this online event. Let me go into the presentation. I will be making my presentation for about 30 to 35 minutes. Then there will be Q&A for 10 minutes. So participants, you be ready. You can type your questions in the chat box for want of time, so that I will go through them one by one. Then I will be able to answer your Q&A. Let me go with the presentation. I am going to speak on the Nobel laureate to be given that prize on December 10th from South Korea, Han Kang. I asked Mr. Ramesh to give me a title so that I can take you through the presentation. Han Kang's vision of inherent fragility in human condition. This is the topic that I have chosen to speak for about 30 to 35 minutes. She has been awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature 2024. Han Kang is the first woman from Asia to win the Nobel Prize in Literature, and to her credit, she is the first South Korean to win the prize. And she has been awarded the Nobel Prize, 121st Nobel Prize. So far, 120 people have received it. Out of the 121 people, she is the 18th woman. She is the 18th woman, and there are around 103 men already have been awarded. And to tell something more about the history of Nobel Prize awardees to the students, actually, people from Britain, they rank the first place. They occupy the first place. 29 writers from British, they have bagged the prize, and there are around 16 writers from France have already bagged the prize, and from Germany there are around 14 people. And we have also got a berth by the work done by Rabindranath Tagore way back in 1930. Generally, in the literary circle, there are three prizes. They are considered to be more covetous. Number one is Nobel Prize. Number two is International Booker Prize. And the number third is Pulitzer Prize. Fortunately, our writer, Kang, has received both the prizes, the first two, Nobel Prize and International Booker Prize. So in such way, she is one of the acclaimed writers. One of the acclaimed writers. So to tell something more about the selection process of Nobel Prize award to the students community who are with us now, more than 100 students are present here right now. If you have a close look at the selection process, it is a very tiresome process. The process starts every year during the autumn time, and they invite proposals. Actually, the proposals come from some nominated persons, some nominated universities and agencies. So around 6,000 proposals they receive for each prize. For each Nobel Prize, they receive around 1,000 nominations. And then they come to an initial decision. So the screening is done initially. So 100 to 250 people are at the first selection, they are shortlisted. So who is doing this nominations? So earlier, those who received a Nobel Prize, already those who are considered, those who are awarded Nobel Prize, Nobel laureates. So they are the one who is filing the nominations. Those who are considered to be experts in physics, chemistry, economics, literature, medicine. So these respondents who are all nominating the prominent figures to be the Nobel Prize awardees for the particular year, they start the work on the previous year. So on on January 31st, they close the nominations. Actually, the announcements takes place only during October and November. So it is a kind of 10 months long process. So they get through this journey. And if there is any self-nomination, definitely it automatically gets rejected. So the nominations have to come from others, reputed agencies. As I told you, for each prize, 1,000 nominations have to be made. And again, it is a strenuous screening process. So Kang has undergone that process. There are some 5 stages. Now she has crossed the 4th stage. October 10th, she was awarded Nobel Prize in Literature. So December 10th, she'll be awarded Nobel Prize. And definitely we are going to listen to a wonderful acceptance speech from Kang on December 10th. Definitely it will be live telecast from Stockholm in Sweden. So it is a very strenuous process, and the award is a very coveted award. Now let me throw light on who is she. Kang was born in South Korea in 1970. She has written some 6 novels so far, and 5 are very, very prominent. and she was gaining international reputation through the novel The Vegetarian. It speaks about human fragility. So when the Nobel Committee was informing the happy news to Han Kong, it was around 8 o'clock. Like now we are almost trying to reach 8 o'clock. And she was very casually attending the call. It is available in the YouTube. You can listen to it. It lasts only for 3 to 4 minutes. She was excited to receive the message. And the other person who was calling and informing about the Nobel Prize was asking her, what are we going to do? How do you feel? Will there be any celebration? Are you going to have a party? Are you going to have a press conference? She simply said, it was not the right time to go for a celebration because there are many ongoing tragedies around the world. She was touching upon Palestine-Israel war, Russia-Ukraine war. When so many wars are going on, when so many human beings are dying every day, how can I go for a celebration? Look at her sense of oneness. Look at her love for fellow beings. So this is what elevated her to that position. Actually, she was on a cultural blacklist in South Korea during 2016 because of her novel Human Acts. The Human Acts was speaking about the internal protest, which was very prevalent during 1980. So when the novel was published in 2016, Human Acts, she was blacklisted. So now a writer who was blacklisted in South Africa has gained world fame. And that is why we are celebrating her achievement. Way back in Tamil Nadu, sitting in Trichy. So who is Han Kong? She is a versatile writer. She has tried her hand in various genres. Her literary journey began in the year 1993 with the first collection titled A Love of Yesu, and it was released in 1995. From then on, she was very keen on making observations of the world. What is literature? Literature is full of human experiences. How we interact with each other, how we get on with others. So, full of fine observations of human beings. So, in one of the novels, as I quoted the name of the novel, Human Acts, she writes like this. I quote the words of Han Kong. I'm fighting alone every day. I fight with the hell that I survived. I fight with the fact of my own humanity. I fight with the idea that death is the only way of escaping this fact. I unquote. Look at, it's a very simple prose, but poetic in meaning. She registers her own protest to the things which are happening in her own society. As a writer, she is the custodian of the societal wrongs. She is a kind of reformer. So those who are interested, you can wait till January 31st, 2025. Her latest novel is going to be released on 31st January 2025. The title of the latest novel is We Do Not Part. You can order a copy. Some of the students' friends have a grip over her writing. Find the novels in the internet, place an order, go through them. It has got profound meanings, my dear students. Her early life and education. She was born in South Korea and brought up in South Korea. She was born in Kwanggu and now living in Seoul. And she grew up in a family of intellectual and artists. Her father was a novelist. Her two brothers are novelists. and one is a cartoonist. So the entire family is a literature family. So Han Kong studied Korean literature and lover of Korean literature. Now she's a great contributor of Korean literature. Now she has given a world face to Korean literature. Now people are paying attention to Korean literature as such. So her literary influences and career. Han Kong cites several literary influences, particularly from France, Marguerite Duras, and from Britain, Virginia Woolf, and from Russia, Dostoevsky and Pasternak. And she also mentions about Arundhati Roy's God of Small Things. So she's a lover of humanity. She has got influenced by writers across the globe, not only from Korean literature, and she has influenced many. She has a set of followers. So primarily she was focusing on poetry, and later she even tried her hand in essay writing. But she is a dab hand in novels, particularly through the Vegetarian, the novel which came in the year 2007 in Korean language and translated into English in 2016. It was full of experimentation. It was written in 3 parts, and it has got so many innovation. When the male writers were afraid of taking any kind of experimentation, Kang was the one who ventured into such activities. After that, there were many followers. So what does she write then? She is trying to address humanity's capacity for violence. Violence against fellow human beings. She hates it outrightly. And she registers. Yes, Ramesh. Okay. There are many people from UP, Ramesh. Main English Okay, Ramesh. I'll try. So let me touch upon her own critical acclaim and awards. So she has received so many awards from South Korea. நிறைய awards கொடுக்கப்பட்டிருக்கு South Koreaல. All the top awards from South Korea வாங்கிட்டாங்க. She has received, and she has also received, as I told in the very beginning, International Booker Prize is a prestigious award, and now the Nobel Prize. And apart from that, she is known for her voice against patriarchy. And if you ask me, the students who are present here, if you ask me whether she is a feminist, her voice resembles that, her voice registers that, her voice is against patriarchy. In Korea, like in other places, the male domination is there. Particularly in middle class, it is very prevalent. She has been given so many awards. As I was telling you, this Vegetarian got her international fame. So Han Kong's work have been translated into many international languages, around 23 languages. ஒரு 23 மொழிகள்ல அவருடைய works எல்லாமே மொழிபெயர்க்கப்பட்டிருக்கு. And in Tamil, her novels are translated already. குறிப்பிட்டு சொல்லணும்னா, the Vegetarian novel is translated into Tamil by Mr. Samayavel. It was during COVID time, 2020. It was translated into Tamil. Tamil and Korean language, they have some commonalities. Some of the words in Tamil are also there in Korean language. It's so interesting to have a look at the connection, Tamil and Korean connection. Amma is also a word used in Korean, Amma, Appa, Ani. All these words are there. So there are memorials built in Korea in memory of the Tamil queens, and in memory of Tamil kings. The Tamil culture is followed. Like we have certain musical instruments in our country for all the festivals, temple festivals. They have similar musical instruments there. So we have a very close connection with Korea. It's a passing reference to entice the young students who are present here. Tamil Nadu government is also promoting Korean language among the higher education students. There are many programs already launched by Tamil Nadu government. So her novels have been praised for a unique style, and she is very bold in breaking the conventions in her own narrative techniques. She has influenced many Korean authors, and only after her arrival, many Korean writers have taken up a lot of experimentation with form. இந்த கதையை எழுதக்கூடிய போக்குல அந்த கதையை வர்ணனை பண்ணக்கூடிய விஷயத்துல she was a pioneer. She was the pathfinder. அவங்கள வந்து ஒரு வழிகாட்டி அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொல்லலாம். அதான் அவங்க ரொம்ப பிரமாதமா பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. And the international community was watching her very closely from 2016 அந்த இயர்ல தான் அந்த வெஜிடேரியன் நாவல் வந்து இங்கிலீஷ்ல மொழிபெயர்க்கப்படுது. மிஸ் டெபோரா ஸ்மித் அப்படிங்கிறவங்க தான் அதை பல நாடுகளுக்கு அந்த செய்தியை கொண்டு போறாங்க. 2016. So around 8 years she was observed very closely. That is why the nominations from different parts of the world so reached Nobel Prize authorities, and they considered her, and now she is going to receive the Nobel Prize. It has got a huge sum apart from the medal, and she will be given a diploma, and she will be given a cash prize. The cash prize comes around 9 crores in Indian rupees. And that is a great thing for a woman from middle class South Korean society. And now she has become a key figure in South Korean literature, and she has received so many international reputation, acclaim. So now let me go to the title of my presentation, Han Kang's Vision of Inherent Fragility in Human Condition. What is inherent fragility? Our life has a lot of unpredictabilities. So we feel we are not strong enough. In many of the occasions, people feel they are helpless, they are weak. So what is the way out? So many of them are experiencing this on an everyday basis. So her novels, her writing, it serves as a kind of conduit for the memories of the generations that suffered state violence, countrywide violence. So can we call her writing as a form of protest literature? Yeah, it can be. It can be very bold enough to register all the sufferings of her own people. I could say she was breathing in and breathing out the suffering of fellow human beings. In every novel, she very powerfully registers her own anguish, her own anger towards the society, the power structure. As a key literary figure, she very powerfully registered her own anger in the form of writing. And now it is widely known to the world. Now people are looking towards South Korea. Now people are looking towards the literary legacy. So she has become the face of South Korea. She has become the face of humanity. I would say like that. So there are many people who came forward to be with her and registers her own views through the interviews. And one such young person is Young In Che. She writes like this: her mother's generation experienced unspeakable violence. But Han found words for it through her novels. அவங்க அம்மா அவங்க பாட்டி காலத்துல சவுத் கொரியால நடந்த அந்த அடக்குமுறை, அந்த வன்முறை, குறிப்பா 1980கள்ல மாணவர் போராட்டம், இப்ப எல்லாம் நடந்த விஷயங்கள் எல்லாம் பார்த்து அதெல்லாம் எப்படியாவது நல்லா பதிவு பண்ணோம், ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு தன்னுடைய தாட் முழுக்க, தன்னுடைய சிந்தனை முழுக்க அவைகளை மட்டுமே யோசிச்சு அதெல்லாமே பதிவு பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. So all that unspeakable violence got registered in the form of novels. So are there any autobiographical elements? Yes, there are many instances. So what are the themes she is focusing on? If you are very particular about it, her themes include trauma, violence, and the human experience, mostly fragility, human fragility, the weaknesses, the uncertainties. So through her writing, she has made a mark on global literature. So what was she recording? All that human suffering, all that human survival. So she has given a kind of picturization of the sufferings of the Koreans, particularly South Koreans. Her style is considered to be minimalist. What is minimalism? Making use of few words to convey a lot of emotions. Much in a grain style. There is much in a grain style. So using very less words. So what is the impact? The impact will be very high. Even after completing the last pages of the novel, all that you have read will be lingering in your mind. For about a week, for about a month, it will not allow you to sleep. So that is why she has been chosen. That is why Nobel Committee highlighted this aspect when they prized her for confronting historical traumas of the South Koreans. But she has become now universal. She is worried about Palestine-Israel war. She is worried about Russia-Ukraine war. And she is worried about all the minor mutinies or skirmishes or violence or fights or wars which are happening right now in any corner of the world. Ultimately, what is she registering? What is she writing about? What is she reflecting? The fragility of human life. You and me are the subjects of her novel. In the 21st century, you and me come across numerous forms of uncertainties. You and me are a perfect example of human fragility. So when she is writing about the collective drama, she is pointing out that collective trauma shapes both individuals and society. So she has been shaped by the trauma she was undergoing in the South Korean society. She has become very strong and now she has become an icon. ஒரு தன்னுடைய ரைட்டிங் மூலியமா இது எல்லாத்தையும் சொல்லி இப்ப சவுத் கொரியால மட்டும் இல்லாம தென் கொரியால மட்டும் இல்லாம இந்த உலகத்துக்கே ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு மாடல் மாதிரி, ஒரு முன்னுதாரணமா தன்னுடைய எழுத்துக்கள் மூலியமா இந்த மினிமலிஸ்ட் ஸ்டைல்ல மிக குறைவான எழுத்துக்கள்ல மிக அதிகப்படியான ஒரு தாக்கத்தை தன்னுடைய எழுத்துக்கள்ல உருவாக்கியிருக்காங்க. மற்ற எழுத்தாளர்கள் மாதிரி 20 நாவல் 30 நாவல் 50 நாவல்னா இல்ல, மொத்தமே ஒரு 6 நாவல். 6வது நாவல் ஜனவரி 31, 2025 தான் வரப்போகுது. So imagine, this is the novel which got her international fame, The Vegetarian. She was telling a lot of things about this novel, The Vegetarian. அதை பத்தி ஒரு பெரிய இன்டர்வியூவே எடுக்கிறாங்க. ஏன் வெஜிடேரியன் அப்படின்னு கேக்குறீங்க, அப்ப என்ன சவுத் கொரியால ஆல் ஆஃப் யூ ஆர் வெஜிடேரியனா அப்படின்லாம் கேக்குறாங்க. நோ, பீப்புள் ஆர் மீட் ஈட்டர்ஸ். இவங்களும் மீட் ஈட்டரா தான் இருக்காங்க. And in the novel, there are 3 parts in the novel. First part is titled as The Vegetarian. ரொம்ப அழகா அதுல சொல்லிடுறாங்க. She had series of dreams. In all the dreams, the animals, they come in the form of nightmare and a lot of bloodshed. And suddenly, there was a wake-up call for her to become a vegetarian. All of a sudden, she stopped eating non-vegetarian. So from there, the problem starts. Her own family starts questioning her, and it is asking her to switch over to non-vegetarian again. There is a compulsion from her own husband, the protagonist, Yeon Hee. Yeon Hee is compelled by her husband to become a non-vegetarian again, because they all say that you will become fragile. When they say like that, she's worried about human fragility. They are worried about physical fragility, biological fragility. And she very powerfully tells about the human fragility by using a lot of metaphors, a lot of symbols, a lot of images, and it's very, very powerfully driven, and the readers are taken aback. And she is arguing with her husband, no, I will not become a non-vegetarian. So there is a fight, and the man is trying to convince her, and she makes a call to the in-laws. Now the protagonist's father, brothers, they all come there, and they all compel her. They all even force her. Her brothers are holding the hands, and her father, the protagonist's father, is trying to insert a piece of meat inside her mouth. And she was vomiting it out, and then she was even going to the extent of committing suicide. She doesn't like anything which is forced, anything which is deprived of the fellow human being's individuality, anything which is killing the likes and interests of the fellow human beings. She is very firm on that. So we can't say that she is adamant. No. But this simple incident, which is the kind of bouncing board for the entire family to fall apart, from there, the entire family disintegrates. In the second part and the third part of the novel, we could see the fall of the family, the fall of a middle-class family in South Korea, and the trauma and the fragility the protagonist is encountering. Very powerfully registered. This is centered around the major character, Yeon Hee. She is a disempowered woman, and she is undertaking this existential journey. What happens at the end? It is an ambivalent end. She has become a winner from the reader's point of view. She remains a vegetarian. She finds a kind of oneness with nature. Look at here. This is the end of the novel. As the section ends, the protagonist Yeon Hee manages to walk out of the hospital. So on two occasions, they were admitted into hospital. Particularly the protagonist was admitted into hospital. People have branded her as a mentally retarded person. If fellow human beings don't understand you, they brand you as mentally ill person. So the mental illness has become a common issue in the 21st century. Depression, alienation, and we have a feeling that we are not respected. So மனச்சிதைவு, தனிமைப்படுத்தப்படுதல், உதாசீனப்படுத்தப்படுதல், மற்றவர்களால அங்கீகரிக்கப்படாத நிலை. சோ இதெல்லாம் வரும்போது ஒருத்தவங்க அமைதியானதுன்னா அவங்கள வந்து மனநோயாளி. ஸோ 2 முறை ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ல கொண்டு போட்டுறாங்க. பட் ஷீ இஸ் நாட் அ மென்டலி ரிட்டார்டட் பர்சன். பட் நோபடி லிசன்ஸ். Look at her experience in the hospital. And she is trying to come out of the hospital. She reveals a bird in her palm. அப்படி கையில கொண்டு வர்றாங்க. Which has a predator's bite. It is a very small bird. And she has saved it from a predator. Then the predator's bite is there in the bird. Now she is talking to the bird. Have I done something wrong? This is the a statement taken from the novel. Have I done anything? Have I done something wrong? This is a kind of existential question you and me encounter, my dear friends over here in the meeting hall. Have I done something wrong? So this is a very common question you and me encounter every day with our own fellow human beings. This is a kind of human fragility which is running through the novel, almost all the novel of Hong Kong. And she is asking some pertinent questions. She is worried about the mental and emotional fragility. Her characters are depicted to understand the internal struggles, the anxieties, the traumas. How does the human mind work? And how does our own intentions, our own reactions impact our behavior? And there is deep exploration of depression, anxiety, mental illness. Very often in her interviews, தன்னுடைய நேர்காணல்ல ரொம்ப அழகா அதை பதிவு பண்றாங்க. She is encountering an unending question, as you and me are encountering. ஒரு அருமையான கேள்வி, முடிவில்லாத ஒரு கேள்வி, விடை தெரியாத ஒரு கேள்வி. What it means to be human and to accept the fact that we are human. So how do you define a human being? What are the yardsticks? What it means to be human? This is a perennial question she is encountering. So she writes or creates every character only with the question in her mind. So she speaks about emotional intensity and vulnerability. So there are many people who are leading a very vulnerable life. In our society, Tamil society too, we come across people விளிம்பு நிலையில இருக்கக்கூடிய ரொம்ப மார்ஜினலைஸ்டு பீப்புள் வாழக்கூடிய, மிக சொற்பமான சம்பளம் பெற்றுட்டு வாழக்கூடிய, இந்த மனிதர்களுக்கெல்லாம் எப்ப விடுதலைனே தெரியாம இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த மாதிரி மனிதர்கள், அவங்களுடைய அந்த மென்டல் ட்ராமா, their emotional vulnerability, their own fellow human beings preying on them, அவங்கள வந்து இரையாக்குற மாதிரி, அவங்கள வந்து தன்னுடைய கையை கொடுத்து தூக்கி விடாத நிலையில இருக்கக்கூடியவங்க மாதிரி. That is why she was very happy to thank the Nobel Prize awarding committee. அவங்க டெலிஃபோன் பண்ணும்போது she informs them, thank you for the support, not only for the international recognition, that support might be, the money might be used for some good cause. That prize money, 9 crores of money in Indian rupees, she might have some plan for that. So let me look at the quote from Human Acts.
You are not audible, sir.
Sir, not audible, sir.
மைக் ஆன் பண்ணிக்கங்க
சார் உங்க வாய்ஸ் வரல சார். மைக் ஆன்ல தான் சார் இருக்கு, பட் வாய்ஸ் மட்டும் வரல சார். உங்க வாய்ஸ் வரல சார், அதான் மைக் தான் ப்ராப்ளம்ன்றீங்க சார்.
I think he's reconnecting. Let's give some time.
திரும்ப கூகுள் மீட்ல போய் செக் பண்ணி பாருங்க சார். சவுண்ட் ஆனால் வரல சார்.
Ramesh?
சார் இப்போ ஆடியபிள் சார்.
Okay.
ஓகே ஓகே.
Audible, sir.
Okay.
Audible,
Prompting
sir.
me. Yeah. Let me present the screen, then I will go with that. Definitely, I will stick on to the time. In another 5 to 6 minutes, I will complete it, and I will keep open the meeting hall for some Q&A. Yeah. Hope the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is a novel which has the backdrop of a human protest which happened in the year 1980. I touched upon it, and she was deeply affected by the incident which happened in 1980, and it was very powerfully registered in this novel, Human Acts. And only for this reason, she was blacklisted for some time from 2016 to 2017 by the South Korean government. And she always speaks about physical fragility as well as vulnerability of particularly women. And she speaks about the disabilities of some of the characters, and she speaks about the challenges, stigma, discrimination they face in the society. So let me quickly go to the main part of my presentation. She always speaks about the ambiguity and uncertainty in existence, and she is always speaking about the identity of the individual, and fellow human beings should help each other. And she always speaks about there must be some purpose, some meaning, some kind of philosophical reflections with everybody. Her characters are created in such a view. As I told you about the interview over the phone from Swedish Academy, Miss Jenny Ryden was speaking to her over phone about her influences. When there was a question, அவங்கள்ட்ட ஒரு கேள்வி கேட்குறாங்க, how did you bring yourself
Yes,
up,
sir.
and what was the background? She was telling, I grew up with books, you know, so since I was a child, I grew up with books in Korean and translated as well. And when she was asked about what is the latest novel that you are going to prescribe for the readers to start with, and she was speaking about the novel to be released. And she was teaching creative thinking in Seoul University. And when she was asked about what is the advice that you would like to give away with students, and she was talking about continuous reading. Read and reflect. And at the close of the phone call from Nobel Academy, there was this reply given by Kang. What are you going to do? I am going to celebrate it. How? With a cup of tea. Look at her simple way of celebrating. Even he was telling her own father, he is also a novelist. There should be no press meetings and no celebrations and nothing. Because this is the time where our own fellow human beings are suffering, so there is no such thing for celebration. Let it be a recognition. And this is another novel which came in the last year, 2023, Greek Lessons. This novel also speaks about the human vulnerability and communication complexities. There is a lot of miscommunication around. There are many interpersonal failures. because of the communicational complexities. And what could be the remedy? As it was a question to understand creative thinking, she was telling the young people to be a great readers. Immerse yourself in reading, then you will become a problem solver. That will give you peace. That will give you strength. That will make you a problem solver. And I was telling about it. She finds oneness with nature. She would like to develop a kind of vegetal psyche. Instead of human psyche, she is prescribing a kind of vegetal psyche. Vegetal psyche has no grudge against others. And she is writing in one of her novels, I believe that humans should be plants. Plants are beneficial to each other. Plants are beneficial to the human beings. மரங்கள் எந்த பக்கத்துல இருக்க மரத்தையும் பார்த்து பொறாமப்படுறது இல்ல, எந்த பக்கத்துல இருக்க மரங்களுக்கும் தொந்தரவு தர்றது இல்ல. அது மாதிரி எனக்கு ஒரு மரம் தொடர்பான அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சைக்கி எனக்குள்ள ஒரு ஆன்மா உருவாகும். தட் இஸ் மை எய்ம் அப்படிங்கிறாங்க. ஸோ நேச்சரை ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு ஆறுதலாகவும் சோலேஸ் ஆகும். நேச்சர் இஸ் கன்சிடர்ட் டு பி a source of solace and healing in her novels. A lot of images appear in the novels. As I told you, a tree, bird, rain, flowers, they all appear very frequently in the novels. They are used as metaphors. She very often speaks about human fragility. And she is prescribing through her own characters. And she speaks about imposter syndrome. This power structure is killing people. There is a lot of imposters around. So மத்தவங்க மேல வச்சு திணிக்கப்படுறது. The fragility-ய ரொம்ப அழகா அவங்க எப்படி கொண்டு போறாங்கன்னா, fragility can serve as a catalyst. இது ஒரு சின்ன கிரியா ஊக்கி மாதிரி உங்களுடைய வீக்னஸஸ் நினைச்சு வருத்தப்படாம, the fragility is converted into resilience. You can build your resilience only when you understand your fragility. உங்க வீக்னஸஸ் நீங்க பெருசா வருத்தமா நினைக்காம, உங்களுடைய பலவீனமான தன்மைய நீங்க ஒரு பெரிய குறைபாடா நினைக்காம, you make it as the springboard. Build your own resilience. It can lead you to increase this self-awareness. It can lead you to develop a kind of coping mechanism. It can empower you to go through difficult situation. உங்களை ரொம்ப கடினமான நேரத்துல கூட உங்களை வழி நடத்தி கொண்டு போயிடும். Her own characters exhibit all these experiences. தன்னுடைய படைப்புகள் எல்லாத்துலயும் இவங்க என்னெல்லாம் பேசுறாங்களோ, என்னெல்லாம் தன்னுடைய இன்டர்வியூல சொல்றாங்களோ, what are all the things told by her in her interviews are very powerfully registered. And she is very quiet, and she is very calm, and she speaks about the gender norms and expectations, and she is giving some kind of keeping yourself away, prescription for keeping yourself away from the gender norms to empower yourself. So only gender norm is crucial for promoting inclusivity. So only when you empower yourself from the gender norms, there must be inclusivity and there must be a equitable society. ஒரு சமத்துவமான ஒரு சமூகம் ஒன்று உருவாக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னா, பவர் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் உருவாக்கக்கூடிய இந்த சொசைட்டி உருவாக்கிக்கூடிய இந்த பாலின முறையிலான பாகுபாடு, அதை நீங்க எதிர்கொள்ளணும். அதை எதிர்கொள்றதுக்காக நீங்க நிறைய சிந்திக்கணும், நிறைய உங்களை நீங்க ரொம்ப ஸ்ட்ராங்கா முடிவு எடுக்கணும். So when the family was trying to compel her to become a non-vegetarian, she was very firm. ரொம்ப உறுதியா இருக்காங்க, சாப்பிட மாட்டேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. And she always speaks about the power structures and its play. The society-ல இந்த ஆட்சி அதிகார பொறுப்புல இருக்கவங்க எந்த அளவுக்கு மக்களை துன்புறுத்துறாங்க. அரசாங்கம்னு இல்ல, நம்மளுடைய இல்லையோ இல்ல சமூகத்திலேயோ எங்கெல்லாம் நீங்க ஒரு இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனல் செட்டப் இருக்கோ அங்க எல்லாமே ஸோ ரொம்ப அழகா இந்த பவர் ஸ்ட்ரக்சரை ரொம்ப சாடுறாங்க. அந்த பவர் ஸ்ட்ரக்சரை வந்து எதிர்கொள்ளணும். அதுதான் இந்த ஃப்ரெஜிலிட்டியை உண்டு பண்ணுது. அந்த பவர் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்ல இருந்து உங்களை இப்ப காப்பாத்திக்கணும். அந்த பவர் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்ல இருக்கவங்களே தன்னை நோக்கி வர்றவங்களை வந்து தான் தான் ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணுங்கிற ஒரு எண்ணமா இருக்கணும். அந்த எண்ணத்தை வளர்த்துக்கணும். ஸோ பவர் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் should be tackled. So fragility and marginalized communities in human acts, she speaks about it. People who are marginalized should be taken care of. There must be voices in support of the marginalized people. And she has been the one. She has become the champion of the marginalized people. Her own friends were marginalized. Her own friends were killed. So she was undergoing the trauma. So one should be the voice of the people who are suffering, and you have to find strength in adversity, and it has got a transformative power. When you undergo adversity, definitely that will make you strong. You need to develop resilience. So this was the novel which was translated in 2016, and in fact we were all locked down COVID timeல எல்லாருமே நம்ம வந்து we became vulnerable, we became fragile in front of the coronavirus. The entire world was wondering whether there is any such virus or not. But so many people were dying every day. Our life became vulnerable. Our life became fragile. We were all groping in darkness. என்ன நடக்குதுன்னே தெரியாம ஒரு 1.5 years we lost so many lives. Imagine. So we need to develop a kind of resilience. How can it be developed? Only when you understand the fragility in you. As I told you, human life is fragile. இந்த கண்ணாடி எல்லாம் வச்சு ஒரு பெட்டி வருதுன்னா அது மேல எழுதி ஒட்டியிருப்பாங்க, ஹேண்டில் வித் கேர், ஃப்ரெஜைல், கிளாஸ் பேர்ஸ் ஆர் இன்சைட், உள்ள கண்ணாடி பொருட்கள் இருக்குன்ட்டு. அது மாதிரி she says that human beings are fragile. Handle them with care. So everybody should understand what is their fragility and how can I overcome it. So you cannot simply wipe it out. It will be there. If you can remove some 10 or 15 instances of fragility, the next day there will be another 10. So you need to overcome them. Look at here. She is speaking about the funeral in human acts. There is a particular line like this, sentence like this. After you died, I could not hold a funeral because I was not allowed. I couldn't carry it out. After you died, I could not hold a funeral. And so my life became a funeral. That is why she is not ready to celebrate her own victory, her own winning. She has become a Nobel laureate, but she is not ready to celebrate because she is mourning. She is mourning the death of the fellow South Koreans. She is mourning the death of the people who died in Gaza, people who died in Ukraine-Russian war. Look at her universal sisterhood. So she is reflecting on the current social issues. She is speaking about gender inequality. She is speaking about environmental degradation. She is speaking about the consequences of violence. Violence at smaller scale, violence at larger scale. So her own relevance, she is reflecting what is happening in the society. Our life is full of contradictions. Our life is full of complexities. Innumerous forms of complexities are coming up. So many people have become jobless. Yesterday I read a news item. There is an end to Android. A Huawei phone company has found out a new software which is going to do wonders. So Android has lost its charm now. So there is a death knell. So whenever the new things are coming up, there will be some complexities that we are going to encounter with our gadgets, with our network. So immediately we have to go for an upgradation. We have to go for a new gadget. You need financial commitment. Life is full of complexities. Life is full of contradictions. And we have got a lot of expectations and we have got so many pressures from our fellow human beings. What could be done? And she is focusing on all these aspects in her novels. And she has made a profound influence on contemporary literature, and she has reached far and wide. And now people are paying attention to all her 6 novels. And there are numerous translations already, 23 languages already they have translated the work, and there will be more numbers. So she has produced a great impact, I could say. And she has transcended all the cultural and linguistic barriers. Now we have given her a place as one of the most important literary voice of our time. Definitely our own generation, our own future generation, they are going to read it and benefit it. Definitely how many people have lost loved ones for whom they could not hold funerals? Thousands of people they have gone without a funeral. And how many lives will now become funerals? And how many of you are going to mourn for them, observe mourning for them? எத்தனை பேரு அது மாதிரி ஆயிரக்கணக்கான பேரு எடுத்து தூக்கி போட்டு கொல்லி வைக்க கூட புதைக்க கூட முடியாதவங்களுக்காக துக்கம் அனுஷ்டிச்சிட்டு இருக்கோம், துக்கம் அனுஷ்டிக்க போறோம். Definitely Hankong's writing, her triumph, shows that histories of trauma from her own village Kuangu to Gaza do not belong in the shadows. They belong to the world of literature. Definitely they belong to world literature. Let us grow strong through embracing fragility. Let us all be powerful human beings by loving each other, by thinking about the fellow human beings always. Keep this in your mind, my dear young students here. This is what my presentation is. I have crossed my time limit. I would like to place on record my sincere thanks to our own college, Nehru Memorial College, for this event partnership. And I thank sincerely Tamil Nadu Astronomy and Science Society and Raman Research Foundation, my colleague, Mr. Ramesh, for this wonderful arrangement, Ms. Shanti for the nice introduction and telling about their own science-related activities to the students' communities, and the gentleman who introduced me to the forum. And I also would like to thank all my friends who joined with me this evening, setting aside their own work. Now they are all here, my own students, my own friends from Dubai, from UP, from so many other places. Thank you all of you for making this a wonderful evening. Now the house is open for your queries. Please.
Okay, thank you, sir. Wonderful session, sir.
Thank you.
Nobel எப்படி தராங்க சார்?
Thank you, sir.
விளக்கமா இருக்கு சார். நண்பர்களுக்கு ஒரு அறிவிப்பு, இந்த நோபல் பரிசு சம்பந்தமான ஒரு குவிஸ் காம்படிஷன் நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு. அதனோட லிங்க் ஆட் பாக்ஸ்ல போட்டிருக்கோம். பண்ணுங்க, உங்க நண்பர்களுக்கு அதை பகிர்ந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். இப்போது கேள்வி பதிலை ஒருங்கிணைக்க செந்தாமரை மேடம் கோவை அசோக் கிளப்ல இருந்தும், முத்துசாமி சார் தூத்துக்குடி அசோக் கிளப்ல இருந்தும் இருவரையும் அழைக்கிறேன்.
நண்பர்களே அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். இப்பொழுது கேள்வி நேரம். கேள்வி நேரத்தின் விதிமுறைகள்: ஒருவர் ஒரு கேள்வியை கேட்டு அடுத்தவருக்கு வாய்ப்பளிக்க வேண்டுகிறோம். தலைப்பிற்கு தொடர்புடைய கேள்விகளை மட்டுமே கேட்க வேண்டும் என கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். சாட் பாக்ஸிலும் தங்கள் கேள்விகளை பதிவிடலாம். சாட் பாக்ஸில் இருந்து ஒரு கேள்வியும் நேரடியான ஒரு கேள்விக்கும் மாற்று முறையில் வாய்ப்பு அளிக்கப்படும். பார்வையாளர்கள் ஹேண்ட் ரைஸ் செய்து தங்கள் ஆர்வத்தை தெரிவிக்கலாம். மைக் அன்மியூட் செய்தவுடன் கருத்தாளரிடம் நீங்களே நேரடியாக கேள்வி கேட்கலாம். Good evening, friends. Now it is query session. The following rules are to be followed during this session. I request to all the individuals to ask one question and give chance to others. You are advised to ask questions related to the topic of this session. You can type your questions in the chat box also. One question from chat box and one question from the individual will be answered respectively. Participants, please show hand raise symbol to ask your question. You can unmute your mic and ask your question directly to the presenter when you are allowed. Now, let us start with the students who have raised hand. Now, Tillai Naiki, you can ask your question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible.
So thank you so much for the wonderful presentation, sir. You have actually provoked us to read the novels of Kang. So thank you for that, sir. My question is, how can fragility be removed from the young minds in the modern world, sir?
Yeah, that is why I have given a caption. The title is Inherent Fragility. You cannot remove fragility from human life, it will be always there. You need to develop a kind of resilience to understand your fragility, and then you have to overcome that. As we very often say, your weakness can be converted into a strength. You cannot get away from that.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Understood.
Thank you, sir. There is a question in the chat box from J. Naveen Kumar. What was the first Nobel Prize name?
You mean in literature, ma'am? Naveen Kumar, are you asking about literature? If it is about literature, I don't remember. It was in the year 1895. It was instituted. I don't remember the name. She is the 121st receiver, and somebody from I think from France. I don't remember. If you can send a message, then I'll be able to find out and then answer you. I don't remember it. 121 பேர் அதுல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லிட்டரேச்சர் நோபல் பிரைஸ் யாருக்குன்னு எனக்கு தெரியல நவீன். ஐ ஃபீல் சாரி.
Thank you, sir. மணிகண்டன், நீங்க கேட்கலாம்.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Manikandan. Yeah.
Sir, as usual, your session was very useful, sir, and very interesting.
Thank you.
Sir, I have no questions, but I want to know about Korean culture, sir.
Okay.
How
Korean
culture, sir?
Korean culture is similar to any culture. Basically, a very similar to our own Tamil culture. As I told you, patriarchal society. They have a rigid system of power, and they have a feeling that everybody should obey the hierarchy. As it happens in European country, as it happens in South Asian countries, in India, it's very common there, Manikandan.
Okay, thank you, sir. But I read the connections between Tamil and Korean vocabulary, sir.
Yeah.
That vocabulary is similarly there in English, or is there any different from Korean to English, sir?
No. We have a very close connection. Some of the words which we use are similarly used by them even now in Korean.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a friend here. I have a friend here who did his PhD there in Seoul. Devi Prasad, can you unmute yourself and say something about the Korean culture?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thanks for the presentation. And it was like for nostalgia for me to learn about Korea. It's been 3 years I came back from Korea and currently in Singapore.
Okay.
The cultural similarity is based on that. It's believed that there is a queen. She came from Tamil Nadu.
Yeah.
She traveled to Korea, and we have a temple for her in Busan, the city where I studied.
Yeah.
So So that is the commonalities. Actually, I know Korean read write. So most of the words like we speak in Tamil actually is currently used in Korea.
Korea.
So
Okay.
there is no exact evidence, but there is a temple for a Tamil queen in Busan. So that is the reason for the commonalities between Korean and Tamil. So actually,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Manikandan.
And thank you so much for the astronomy club also. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Devi, for the wonderful explanation.
yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah, even to my knowledge, I also have heard that Korean child call their parents like Amma, Appa, as we call.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now it is Rita Mishra's chance to ask your question.
Yeah, ma'am. Rita Mishra, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A very interesting, informative, and a creative presentation, sir. I have heard you before also, and that is why I asked my students also to join. Most
Okay.
of them have joined, and they also told me that it was really a great listening to you. And in future, I will also conduct such webinars in my college so that the students can benefit from your intellectual knowledge. Sir, it's true that when she talks about fragility, you have shown that fragility is empowerment. But don't you think the hierarchy of politics, then whatever is going around the world, the sort of you see tragic conditions that is being pursued,
Yeah.
don't you think fragility it cannot survive that destruction, that brutality? So I have this
Definitely,
question
ma'am.
that
Definitely,
yes,
ma'am.
yes.
If you and me can join hands, if you and me can express our own protest in the form of writing or in the form of some kind of a message to the hierarchy, definitely the hierarchy will withdraw and the hierarchy will fumble, the hierarchy will find a place to listen to you and to give you the space that you would like to possess. So,
Yes,
like
sir.
Han Kong is voicing her own anxiety, her own brother feeling, sister feeling to the fellow human beings in South Korea. It can also happen in India. It can also happen anywhere in the world.
Yes, yes.
So, only through such unity in diversity, only through a unified voice, we can achieve that solidarity. So, our own fragility can be converted into solidarity.
Sir. Don't you think that the way human beings are, they have become sort of machines, huh? Slowly their emotions, it has been become compressed, and
Yeah.
it is reflected in writing style.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have been molded like that. They have been molded and they have been told to behave in such a way. As an individual, you need to protect yourself. You need to strengthen your aura. Certain things cannot penetrate you. Certain things will not be allowed to reshape you. You should have your own thinking. You should have your own mental robustness to protect yourself. Only through such practices you can build your resilience. Resilience in a blind form is not acceptable. Resilience, learning to say no to certain things is the vital thing right now.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
That is missing, ma'am. That is missing.
Yes, sure. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. The friend behind the name Sizzling Star can ask his question.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, sir. My
Good
name
evening.
is Shruti Sonkar.
Yeah.
My question is that in her novel, she explore about the role of phalogenecentric thinking of humans,
Yeah.
how they suffer, their religious culture and a social custom are rigidly apply on them. They cannot deny, and they are unable to express their own thinking and feelings or desire on herself or itself. So in her novel, she only put the topic of being a vegetarian at the place of non-vegetarian. But in our culture, it's also affect. I mean, lots of things is become prohibited us to take a step forward our own liking.
It all depends on how you handle them with care. As you are speaking about the ongoing dehumanization and the ongoing oppression around the world, at microcosmic level, there are oppressions, there are suppression by your own fellow human beings. There too, you need to raise your voice, you need to protect yourself. There are points where you are very fragile, and you should understand it, and you should join hands with others. You should find a like-minded community, a like-minded set of people to work for a common cause and work for the betterment of the fellow human beings. That is how you need to gear up. That is how you have to move on.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Now, Ramesh Ramanathan can put forth your question.
Hi, this is Rajesh.
Rajesh,
Hello, sir.
Rajesh. Yeah, Rajesh.
Hello, sir. Very good evening, and
Very good evening.
it's been a great opportunity to have attending your session after almost 22 years.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, Rajesh.
and it was very nice, sir. As usual, it was very thought-provoking, and the session was very insightful. My question here is, see, I could see that the Korean culture, be it K-pop or the K movies or the K series, web series, or the K cosmetics, it's gaining popularity these days. Is this kind of a trend that is coming in? Not because of this specific topic I'm talking about, but
Yeah.
in general, I could see overall, interest that people show, specifically from India. They show more of an interest towards this Korean culture, which we haven't seen a decade before. Yeah, just wanted to have an understanding of what happened, what has made the world turn towards this Korean culture, which has not been kind of attracted long back.
Yeah. I can answer you in two ways, Rajesh. This K-pop culture or K-mod culture is a very common thing in USA way back in 80s and 90s. Now it is slowly gaining momentum, not only in South Korea, not only in India, in all other places. So it is a kind of thing thrusted upon us. The young people are attracted towards it, and that kind of culture is coming up along with the consumer boom. So consumer boom is not a wanted thing, it is thrusted upon us. Likewise, this K-mod culture, K-mod popular culture is also thrusted upon us. The second thing, why there is a sudden attraction towards South Korea, because people are moving from everywhere and people go to South Korea. There are some premier universities in South Korea. They invite students from India. They also collaborate with Indians, like the one who is present here, our own student Devi Prasad, who went all the way to Seoul for Seoul National University, where this writer also is teaching there in Seoul National University. So the opportunities are plenty. That is why people are moving there and people are coming from there. They are quality conscious people, particularly in research, particularly in innovation. They have a benchmark. They are excelling their own selves. So that has become a destination for many people to go over there, and they also come here. So this is an age of collaboration. So we are looking for opportunities, and they are also looking for opportunities. We need to collaborate with each other.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. That answered mine. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rajesh. Wasif.
Wasif.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, very nice presentation. Just to ask some few questions. How Professor Han Kang differs from the existentialist philosopher who was like Albert Camus, John Paul Sartre.
Yeah.
How her
In one way.
philosophy differs from them.
Yeah. In
Actually,
one way. Yeah. In one way, was if very clear differentiation can be made, was if Sartre or Camus, they all speak about human fragility in the same vein, but she takes a step further and she says that that fragility can be converted into your own strength through building a measured resilience, which can be the difference between Hong Kong and the past masters, like you said, Albert Camus and Sartre. They were all staunch existentialists. But this writer can be considered a post-human existentialist. A post-human is surrounded with the technology. A post-human is surrounded with a lot of things for empowerment. So Han Kong relies on the empowerment from the fellow human beings. She is not relying on technology. She is relying on the impulses, emotions, the collective consciousness of the fellow human beings. That is where she is differentiated.
Okay, sir. So the another question is whether they are in recent times we can see many Korean series are becoming much popular.
Yeah.
So what's your view on that?
Because they have got a profound message. They have got a greater vision of humanity. They think ahead. They worry about the fellow human beings. They also not only think about the problems, they also try to seek solutions for that. So that is why if the movie is watched, then they may carry home a message. They may have a better vision of life. That is the possible answer, Wasif.
Okay.
Some seriousness, some commitment. I don't say that it is missing in all other movies. No.
Yeah,
but these people have a better vision. These people have a better way of saying it.
Okay. So if
as I told you, one second. As I told you, Wasif, her experimentation with the form. For example, in the vegetarian novel, there are 3 parts. First part is told from the first person narrative. Second part is told in the form of third person narrative. And the third part is both first person, third person, and omniscient. This is a kind of experimentation which other people were not ready to go with. If it is a novel, throughout there will be third person narrative or first person narrative or omniscient narrative. But she is the one who is trying to experiment with it. This is not mixing up. This is an experimentation.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your.
Thank you, Wasif. Thank you for joining.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. There are 2 questions in the chat box.
Yeah.
Let me read it one by one.
Yeah.
The first one is, can you tell me the difference between the fragility and resilience in simple words? The second question is, how can I support a friend who is feeling fragile?
Yeah. Madhavan, I think this is from Madhavan. Madhavan, fragility is weakness.
Sir, excuse me, this is from Surender.
Surender, okay. Weakness. You come across a lot of difficulties. You come across insecurities. You come across uncertainties. திடீர்னு உங்களுக்கு வரக்கூடிய நடக்கக்கூடிய திடீர்னு you feel that you are unable to move. You are unable to think. Like the incident which is happening in the present day movie மெய்யழகன். ஒரு திருமணத்துக்கு போயிட்டு அங்க ஒரு ஆளை சந்திக்கிறாரு, ஒரு கேரக்டர். அவர் இவரை ரொம்ப பேரை சொல்லி கூப்பிடுறாரு, அத்தாங்கிறாரு, அப்படி பேசுறாரு, இப்படி பேசுறாரு. ஆனா இவருக்கு அவர் யாருன்னே தெரியல. That is a kind of very fragile situation. So ஊருக்கே புறப்பட்டு வந்துடுறாரு. யாருன்னே தெரியல. வீட்டுல ஒய்ஃப் கிட்ட சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காரு, யாருன்னே தெரியல, ஒருத்தரை பார்த்தேன், என்ன அத்தான் கூப்பிடுறான், எங்க ஊர் உலகத்தையே சொல்றான், எங்க அப்பாவை விசாரிக்கிறான், எல்லாரையும் விசாரிக்கிறான், என்ன யாருன்னு அவனுக்கு தெரியுது, ஆனா எனக்கு அவனை யாருன்னு தெரியல. This is a very fragile situation. Okay. Coming to the second one, Surinder, resilience. This is coming back or building your own strength. You have lost something and then you are coming back. அதே ஆளு திரும்ப புறப்பட்டு ஊருக்கு வர்றான் மறுபடியும் அவனை பாக்குறதுக்கு. மெல்ல அவன்கிட்ட பேசி அவனை யாரு என்னென்ன பண்ணோம் போனோம் வந்துட்டு ஒரு கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு நைட்டு முழுக்க பேசி அப்படியே மெல்ல வந்து கடைசியா கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டான். அவன் பேரை கண்டுபிடிச்சிடறான். Like this, you are all trying to build your own strength. Resilience is a form of strength which can empower you, which can bring you back to life. The rendu adha idu or extreme ona adu or extreme Surendra. Second question edo kettingla. Second question, how can I support a friend who is feeling so fragile? You have to empower them, you have to counsel them, you have to be a strong support. நீங்க ஒரு பெரிய சப்போர்ட்டா இருக்க வேண்டியதா. லைஃப் முழுக்கவே நம்ம ஃப்ரெஜைலா இருக்கும்போது நம்ம ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் தான் நம்மளுக்கு சப்போர்ட் சுரேந்தர். அதே மாதிரி நம்ம ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸுக்கு நம்ம தான் சப்போர்ட். So only through conversation, only through sharing, only through caring, only through understanding the feelings of others, only through understanding the trauma of others, only through understanding the silence of your fellow human beings, you can be a great helper. I hope I answered you, Surendra.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Now, Saraswati B, you can ask your question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sir, would you tell me what are the consequences of Han Kang's writing as a theme of the fragility of human life?
Yeah. She has been given that recognition, international recognition, because of her depiction of human fragility. So when human beings understand the fragile nature of their existence, definitely they will not harm each other. There will be no to war. There will be no to all the small conflicts which are raising every day between countries. So people will learn to respect each other. People will learn to live in the universe in a friendship, in a warmth of fellow human beings' feelings. So there will be some kind of consensus. There will be some kind of unity. That is the aim. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. There is another question in the chat box. How to find the ways of resilience from fragility? It is posted by Surendra Raj.
Just now I answered it, sir, Surendra Raj. Resilience can be developed through numerous ways. By your own observation of people, by your own cultivation of reading people's behavior. You can read through the books and you can interact with people, moving with others, mingling with people, understanding different cultures. So understanding your own weaknesses. So all these things will collectively empower you to become a resilient individual. So there are occasions you fail. There are occasions you feel that you have become a miserably a great failure. So in those occasions, you have to come back. To come back, you need to do a lot of spade work. As I told you, you should have a strong sense of oneness with your fellow beings. You should have a very positive self-image. You have to build your confidence. So there are various parameters which will help you to build your resilience. That will take you to attain that thing that you have lost or thing that you would like to achieve in your life.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Dr. Ramesh, Hong Kong's Tamil translation book available in our library, sir?
I'm not sure, Dr. Ramesh. It came in the year 2020. We have not added for, Tamil translation, we have not bought it. We'll place an order. Yeah.
Did she got the imprisonment in Korea, sir? Any governmental punishment or like that?
What do you mean? Is he working or what is that you are asking?
But Hong Kong got any imprisonment, jail punishment?
No. She was blacklisted. She was not given any priority. She was blacklisted. She was not given prominence. She was not supported. She was blacklisted, not imprisoned.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. That was only for 1 year, I suppose, 2016. She was blacklisted.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
But she was continuously writing, Dr. Ramesh.
Okay, sir.
So in the previous year, 2023, there was a novel released by her, and right now she is writing, and 2025, there will be another release. She is powerfully registering her own protest throughout.
Okay. So can I download from the Tamil translation book from the net?
No, it is not available. You have to buy it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Now Ganesh and TN can ask a question.
Hello, Ganesh.
Hello, sir. நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா?
Yeah, fine, Ganesh. Tell
Sir,
me.
can I speak in Tamil? No problem.
Yeah, no problem.
Actually, நான் ரொம்ப நாள் ஆச்சு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு எஜுகேட்டட் கம்யூனிட்டி கூட எல்லாம் பேசி. நான் ரொம்ப ஐ எம் வெரி டிலைட்டட் அண்ட் எனக்கு சின்னதாக ஒரு தயக்கம் இருந்தது பேசுறது கூட.
ஓகே.
பட் தமிழ்னு சொன்னதுனால எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் எளிமையா பேசலாம் அப்படின்ட்டு தான் ரிக்வெஸ்ட் பண்றேன்.
ஓகே.
ஸோ நான் என்ன கேட்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன்னா, இப்போ சயின்ஸ் அண்ட் டெக்னாலஜிங்கிறது வந்து ரொம்ப வளர்ந்துருக்கு. இதுல வந்து நம்ம ஹியூமன் ஃபெர்டிலிட்டி அண்ட் ரெசிலியன்ஸ் எப்படி சார் பண்ணலாம்?
ஹியூமன் ஃப்ரெஜிலிட்டி அண்ட் ரெசிலியன்ஸை வந்து பில்டப் பண்றதுக்கு சயின்ஸ் அண்ட் டெக்னாலஜியே பயன்படுத்தக்கூடாது அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு ஆதங்கமா உங்க கேள்வியை நான் எடுத்துக்கிறேன். சயின்ஸ் அண்ட் டெக்னாலஜியை வந்து பயன்படுத்தி பெரும்பாலும் என்ன நடக்குது அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, அந்த ஹியூமன் ஃப்ரெஜிலிட்டியை இன்னும் அதிகமாக்குறது தான் நடக்குது. ஒன் கண்ட்ரி இஸ் ட்ரைங் டு withhold another country. ஒருத்தவங்க போய் இன்னொருத்தவங்களை எப்படி அடிமைப்படுத்தலாம், இல்ல எப்படி அவனை நம்ம கண்ட்ரோல்ல வைக்கலாம். Investments are heavily done for developing the science and technology infrastructure, not to eliminate the human fragility of the human beings, but saying that it is empowering them. அதான் எல்லாருக்கும் என்ன கேக்குறான்னா, people are going to bed without food. That is a human fragility. ஒரு நாளைக்கு இரவு உணவு இல்லாம சாப்பிடாம தூங்க போறவங்க வந்து கிட்டத்தட்ட இந்தியால 30 கோடி பேருங்களா. இந்த 30 கோடி பேருக்கு நீங்க என்ன பெருசா செஞ்சீங்க அப்படிங்கிற இந்த வல்னரபிலிட்டி, இந்த விளிம்பு நிலை, இந்த ஒரு ரொம்ப அசாதாரணமான நிலைய உங்க சயின்ஸ் அண்ட் டெக்னாலஜி அட்ரஸ் பண்ண மாட்டேங்குது. You are always thinking about reaching the moon and reaching the Mars, but you are not addressing the need of a fellow human being who is starving. இரவு உணவு இல்லாம தூங்க போறவனுக்குலாம் என்ன பண்றீங்க? This is a human fragility. இதுக்கு வந்து யாருமே எதுவும் பேச மாட்டேறீங்களே அப்படிங்கிற வருத்தம் தொடர்ந்து இருக்கதான் செய்யுது. இதெல்லாம் வந்து இந்த பவர் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்ல இருக்கவங்களுக்கும் நம்மள மாதிரி இருக்கவங்களுக்கும் ஒரு பெரேனியல் கொஸ்டினா, பெரேனியல் ட்ரீமா இருந்துச்சுன்னா சீக்கிரமா இதுக்கெல்லாம் ஒரு விடிவு கிடைக்கும். கணேஷ்,
மிக்க நன்றி சார். உங்களோட பேசலாம். மிக்க நன்றி.
தேங்க்யூ கணேஷ்.
Thank you, sir. There is another question in the chat box. In what ways does Han Kang explore the theme of suffering in her narratives? How does this suffering reveal the fragility of the human condition?
Through the characters, Madhavan, through the characters and the characters உடைய suffering அவங்க fellow human beings சொல்லும் போது, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இப்ப இந்த வெஜிடேரியன் நாவல் சொன்னேன். அந்த நாவல்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா முதல் பார்ட்ல வெஜிடேரியன்ல அவங்க ஹஸ்பண்ட் தான் அந்த கதையை வந்து அவர் தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பர்சனா சொல்லுவாரு. அவங்க வந்து நான் அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பொண்ணை பார்த்தேன், அந்த பொண்ணு எனக்கு பிடிச்சிருக்கு, எனக்கு ஒரு நல்ல வாழ்க்கை துணையா இருப்பான்னு நினைக்கிறேன் அப்படின்லாம் நினைப்பாரு. அப்புறம் திடீர்னு பார்த்தா அவங்கள்ட்ட இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த டிஃபரன்சஸ் எல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சோன்னா கொஞ்சம் ஒரு சரியா வராதோ அப்படின்னு நினைப்பாரு. அப்புறம் திடீர்னு ஒரு நாள் அவங்க வீட்டுல இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த நான் வெஜிடேரியன் ஸ்டஃப் எல்லாம் தூக்கி வெளில போடும்போது ஒரு கோவம் வந்துடும். திடீர்னு அவங்க நான் சாப்பிட மாட்டேன்னு போராட்டம் பண்ணும்போது கோவம் வந்துடும். இந்த மாதிரி சமயத்துல எல்லாம் அவர் போய் பேசுவார் அவங்கள்ட்ட, எப்படியாவது பேசி அவங்கள மாத்திரணும் அப்படின்ட்டு. அப்ப எல்லாம் முடியாது, எனக்கு வேண்டாம், எனக்கு நிறைய கனவு வந்துகிட்டே இருக்கு, இந்த கனவுல எல்லாம் என்ன வந்து நான் வெஜிடேரியன் வந்து சாப்பிடக்கூடாதுங்கிறதா எனக்கு வருது, நிறைய பிளட் ஷெட் பாக்குறேன், ரத்த கரைகளா எனக்கு கனவு வருது, இந்த அனிமல்ஸ் எல்லாம் என்கிட்ட பேசுற மாதிரி இருக்கு. சோ இப்படி சொல்லும் போது இந்த த்ரூ த கேரக்டர்ஸ் தான் அவங்க வந்து சஃபரிங்க ரொம்ப அழகா சொல்றாங்க. Why do we slaughter animals? Why do we slaughter our own fellow human beings? The human suffering through the characters. The characters yaru? They are the voices of the society. They are the voices of the literary world. எப்படி பதிவு பண்ண முடியும்? இந்த நாவல்ஸ் வந்து அந்த மாதிரி ஆளுங்க படிக்கும்போது, அந்த ஆட்சி அதிகாரத்துல இருக்கவங்க படிக்கும்போது அவங்களுக்கு லேசா கான்சியன்ஸ்னு ஒண்ணு இருந்துச்சுன்னா அந்த கான்சியன்ஸ் பேசும். அடிக்கடி சொல்றாங்க கான்சியன்ஸ் இஸ் தி மோஸ்ட் பவர்ஃபுல் திங் இன் த வேர்ல்டுன்னு ஹான்காங் சொல்றாங்க. மனசாட்சி. நீங்களும் நானும் எப்ப எல்லாம் என்னதான் சின்னதா கெடுதல் பண்றோமோ நம்ம மனசாட்சி நம்மளை கொல்லுது இல்லையா மாதவன்? அது மாதிரி. How does this suffering reveal the fragility of human condition? Definitely. So what is happening in Russia, Ukraine, and what is happening in Gaza? Definitely it can happen in India. If there is another war, definitely it can happen in Trichy. There will be bombarding of bombs, there will be flight noises, and we may have to live underground. So it speaks about the vulnerability of the people in Palestine. Some of our scholars who are doing their PhD there, bunkers la da ஒளிஞ்சிருக்கா, பூமிக்கு அடியில தான் ஒளிஞ்சிருக்கா. எப்பயாவது தான் வெளில வரா, 15 நாளைக்கு ஒரு தடவை. அந்த மாதிரி நிலைமை நம்மளுக்கும் வரலாம். It's very pathetic. So simply they can sit and talk. The problem can be solved. But the two parties are not ready. And the world countries are triggering that, not pacifying them. அதுக்கு ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் கொடுக்க மாட்டேறாங்க. So there is no end. It goes on. It reflects the human condition, human fragile condition, Madhavan. Yeah, ma'am. It's almost 9:10, ma'am.
Yeah. So, Mr. Devi Prasad Chinnadurai has shown your hand raise. If you have a question, you can ask.
Hi, there is no question. Just I wanted to greet Professor. Thanks for inviting me, sir. And
Thank you for joining us.
I want to address some of the common questions. Actually, people think that the K-pop and this Korean drama, these are the Korean culture. I have been in Korea for more than 6 years. Actually, the real Korean people don't even watch or follow this Korean culture or Korean dramas. Only we think that there is like trend or something, because this is like a temporary trend we are setting ourselves in Tamil community in Tamil Nadu. Actually, if you go, I was in Korea. If you ask I have so many Korean friends. Even they are visiting me from Korea regularly. They don't even follow the Korean culture, K-pop or those things. They value family. They work very hard. They study very hard. You know that, sir. We used to work for 14, 15 hours a day during our PhD time. We just sleep in the lab. So the culture in Korea is different, and they work for development of people. They don't just follow these cultures and all. People really think here that that is the representation of Korea. That is not the representation of Korea. This is our current temporary attraction over Korea.
Okay.
They are moving towards development in science and technology and other stuff, like this author. And the first movie in 93 years, only the first movie from apart from Hollywood to get the Oscar is from Korea, the Parasite movie. So the director Bong Joon-ho, you can watch his other movies like Okja and all. It will be similar to the vegetarian. The concept is like similar to vegetarian. So their view is different. So people, some of the people think that K-pop and this culture is Korean representative, but that is not true. And there is a lot of things to know about Korea, and there is a lot of opportunity to study and do research. Maybe people can search about more of the universities and stuff.
Yeah.
So thanks for inviting me, sir. It was very great.
Thank you.
Even,
yeah.
Thank you
for joining us.
Yeah, sure.
Let us be in touch, Devi.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Good night.
Me for this kind of
definitely.
webinar in future. Thank you.
There will be constant invitation, Devi.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
It's tall people.
Oh yeah, I understand. Yeah, you told me. Yeah.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, good night. Bye.
Thank you, sir. There is only one more question left in the chat box. We'll see that also, sir.
Yeah, final question.
Yeah, final. Let it be the final question.
Yeah.
The question is posted by Ganesh TN. The question is, sir, what do you think about science and technology development like Google Meet, etc., nuclear weapon, etc., with respect to human fragility and resilience?
Yeah, ma'am. I already answered it, ma'am. Ganesh spoke to me a little while ago. கொஞ்ச நேரத்துக்கு முன்னாடி தான் இது கேட்டாரு. நான் அதை சொன்னேன். நம்ம நியூக்ளியர் வெப்பன், சேட்டலைட்ஸ் இதுக்கெல்லாம் நிறைய செலவு பண்றோம். பட் ஹியூமன் ஃப்ரெஜிலிட்டியை வந்து ரிமூவ் பண்றதுக்கு ஒன்றும் பண்ணாம இருக்கோம். நம்ம இதெல்லாம் நம்ம
So actually, I got it from you, but you can speak in English so that other can also understand.
Yeah. So only through paying attention to removing the human fragility, science and technology can be utilized for removing them. So such hurdles can be addressed through the effective use of science and technology. So that is our wish. So this will happen soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you very much for your patience and clear answers, sir. It was really interesting and informative. Now I would like to hand over the session to Ramesh, sir.
ஓகே
Thank
ஓகே
you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Sandamari, ma'am.
ஓகே, இறுதியாக நன்றி உரையாற்றுக திருச்சி அஸ்ட்ரோ கிளப் தலைவர் ஜெயபால் சார் அவர்களை வரவேற்கிறேன்.
Thank you, Ramesh sir. Now it is time to thank the people behind the program. First, primarily, Dr. TamilMani from Nehru Memorial College, Puthanambatti, for a wonderful talk.
Thank you, sir.
நாங்கள் எதிர்பார்க்கல. சொந்த அளவுக்கு ரொம்ப ஒரு எல்லாரும் லிசன் பண்ணுற அளவுக்கு தான் இவ்வளோ கேள்வி வரணும் போதே உங்களோட டாக் எல்லாரும் இம்ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணியிருக்குன்றது தான் இட்ஸ் அண்டர்ஸ்டுட் இல்லையா? ஸோ இந்த டாக்கு ரொம்ப நன்றி. அதே மாதிரி இந்த நோபல் லாரேட் அவங்கள ஹேண்ட்ஸ் தாங்கி அவங்கள பற்றி நீங்கள் சொன்ன அருமையான ஒவ்வொரு வேர்டிங்ஸும் அவ்வளோ அருமையாக இருந்தது. ஸோ தேங்க்யூ ஒன்ஸ் அகைன்.
Thank you, sir. நிறைய தமிழ்ல பேச முடியல சார், கோச்சிக்காதீங்க. ஏன்னா the audience was from different parts of India, sir. நிறைய West Bengal. அதனால
your English is so simple, no problem. Everyone can understand. Okay, then next, the Tamil Nadu Astronomy and Science Society for hosting the programs. There is a lot of useful programs they are conducting, online, offline. Now this is one of the program that is about the Nobel laureates. So again, I thanks to this organization. Next, the Raman Research Foundation. They are come together with us for all program. I am sincerely thanks to the Raman Research Foundation, the person behind that also. Next, through Ramesh, Assistant Professor, Nehru Memorial College, Puthanambatti, for taking initiative to do this wonderful programs. That is, he is behind the scene. He is doing all this. So I really appreciate his initiative for doing these programs. So then finally, the audience. So there are a lot of questions. ஸோ ஒரு நிறைய கொஸ்டின் கேட்கும்போதே எல்லாரையும் இம்ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணிக்கிறது தான் ஒரு அர்த்தம். ஸோ தேட்ஸ் வை தே ஆர் சிம்பிளி வாட்சிங் அண்ட் ஆஸ்கிங் கொஸ்டின். ஸோ ஐ தேங்க்ஸ் டு தி பீப்புள் தட் இஸ் ஃப்ரம் தமிழ்நாடு அண்ட் ஆல் அதர் பார்ட் ஆஃப் இந்தியா அண்ட் அப்ராட் அதர் கண்ட்ரிஸ் for their participation. Finally, the quote of Nobel laureate Han Hangs. This rain in tears shed by the soul of the departed. The rain is the tears of the
soul of the
departed. That is a wonderful line. That itself is the அந்த ஒரு வார்த்தை அந்த ஒரு நாவலுக்கே ஒரு முக்கியமான பாயிண்ட்னு நான் நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ மிக எளிமையாக இந்த ப்ரோக்ராமை நீங்கள் ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ண விதம் ஸோ இங்கே எல்லாரும் இம்ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கு. அதனால் ஒன்ஸ் அகைன் ஐ தேங்க்யூ ஆல். தேங்க்யூ டு யூ ஆன் பிஹாஃப் ஆஃப் தமிழ்நாடு சயின்ஸ் அண்ட் தமிழ்நாடு அஸ்ட்ரானமி அண்ட் சயின்ஸ் சொசைட்டி அண்ட் திருச்சி அஸ்ட்ரானமி அசோசியேஷன். தேங்க்யூ சார்.
தேங்க்யூ சார். தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச் சார். தேங்க்யூ.
Also thanks for Nehru Memorial College to providing the Google Meet link.
Yeah.
So thanks for the NMC President and Secretaries.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you ரமேஷ். அந்த ஃபீட்பேக் லிங்க் ஒரு முறை போட்டுருங்க, அந்த பசங்க கேட்குறாங்க.
Okay, sir.
So,
thank you, sir. Jaypal sir, thank you. Sundamani
thank
madam,
you.
thank you. And Shanti, thank you.
I forget to thank the Nehru Memorial College. I apologize. I thanks to the Memorial College for this opportunity also. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I also place on sincere thanks to our college management, our president, our secretary, and for their official sanction to conduct this event. I thank every one of you, people who joined from foreign countries even. I thank everybody from my heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Some other occasion, yeah. Kandasamy for staying with